So today's class was with Professor Bridget. She was actually the first teacher I had. She did my intro class where she walks through all the elementary kind of movements and all the do's and don'ts of jiu-jitsu. Yeah, so today we've been working for the past 2 weeks on something called a knee pinch, is when you go from side control, which is when you're perpendicular to your opponent, when you're on top of your opponent but perpendicular, sort of like a cross, and going from that to something called knee pinch, so where you are now astride them with your head, with their head between your knees. So today we worked on going from that position into back control where you're behind them. So first had to get into back control from the knee pinch, and then we did 4 finishes. The first one was like a cross collar choke. The second was a cross collar choke while using your leg to prevent his arm from blocking you. And then the third one was a shoulder lock. And then the fourth one was a body triangle. It's just really interesting that you have all these options from this one position, right? So you are in back control. Now you can do that. You can do the cross collar choke. If your opponent, if he uses his hands to block that choke, you can either use your leg to stop him from blocking you, or you can move into a different direction, right? So if his hands are busy blocking your choke, now that opens another opportunity for you. So the shoulder lock basically is taking his one of his arms and bending it behind his back to create pressure on his shoulder. So if he's pushing with his arms to prevent you from choking him, that opens up the opportunity to reverse your pressure from pulling on the collar to pulling on his arm. So if he's defending one, he can't defend the other. And that's sort of like the whole point of jiu-jitsu, is that the dynamicness of it, right? If you try to do something and you can't do it, that usually opens up another opportunity. But at the same time, your opponent's doing the exact same things here. So you're not only constantly need to change your attack strategies, but you need to be aware and defend against whatever your opponent's trying to do.